Few foods can claim the title of favorite food quite like pizza. Since going out to eat can be too expensive and frozen pizzas kinda taste meh, let's make one pizza to rule them all. Start by adding 3 cups of bread flour, 1 teaspoon of yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pizza dough flavor to a food processor. The pizza dough flavor is completely optional, but it adds that little extra flavor we are looking for. Pulse the ingredients together. It would help if the food processor was plugged in. With the processor running, add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Next, add 1 1/3 cups of cold water. I'm adding a little water at a time until the dough starts to form. A ball of dough should begin to form and no dry ingredients should remain. Turn the processor on and allow it to knead until the dough gets smooth. This should take somewhere between 30 and 45 seconds. The dough should be nice and sticky. Sticky dough equals soft dough. Transfer the sticky dough ball into a greased bowl. Flip the dough over so the top is coated in cooking spray. Now form it into a ball. Place it back into the greased bowl and cover tightly with plastic wrap. Allow the dough to sit at room temperature for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, place the dough into the fridge for 8 hours. If you're not ready to bake after 8 hours, that's fine. The dough can remain in the fridge for up to 3 days until you're ready to bake. An hour before you're ready to bake, pull the dough from the fridge. Preheat the oven to 500 degrees with a pizza stone in place. We want the oven to remain at 500 degrees for an hour prior to baking. This ensures the oven and pizza stone get heat soaked, which is what gives it a good crust. Turn the dough out onto a clean surface and divide into quarters. Take each piece and form it into a dough ball. Pinch the corners together to form a rough ball. Flip them seam side down. Cup your hands around the dough and drag it into a tight ball. Pop any air pockets that may form on the surface. Place the dough balls onto a greased sheet pan and lightly spray with cooking spray. Loosely cover with plastic wrap and allow to rest at room temperature for 1 hour. Grate some cheese. Shredded fresh off the block gives the most flavor, so that's what we're using today. Pre-shredded mozzarella works fine as well. To make the pizza sauce, drain 1 can of fire-roasted diced tomatoes and 1 can of whole peeled tomatoes. Now add the drained tomatoes to the food processor, along with 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1 1/2 teaspoons of dried Italian seasoning, 2 cloves of minced garlic, 1 1/2 teaspoon of red wine vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 1 pinch of sugar. Trust me, that pinch of sugar makes or breaks the sauce. Pulse everything together for a few seconds until it all comes together. I often make a large batch of pizza sauce and freeze it for later use. After an hour, the dough balls have roughly doubled in size. Prep the work surface and wooden pizza peel with semolina flour or cornmeal. This helps with rolling out the dough and allows the pizza to slide easily into the oven. Use a rolling pin to form the dough into a rough pizza shape. Now for the fun part. Slap the dough between your hands until it increases in size. You are basically just passing it back and forth quickly between your hands. If you're feeling brave, get that dough an overhead throw. It'll be sure to impress your friends, right up until the moment it hits the floor. With the dough stretched across the wooden pizza peel, spread sauce, cheese, and whatever toppings you like. Carefully slide the pizza onto the pizza stone, or pizza steel in our case, and bake for 3 to 5 minutes. Remember, it's very hot. Rotate the pizza carefully halfway through the bake. Use a metal pizza peel to collect the pizza once the crust turns golden brown. What a gorgeous pizza. Beautiful golden brown crust, melted cheese. Just look at the fluffy air pockets in the dough. Friday is pizza night and I've got 2 hungry kids who are ready to eat. Until next time.